and gentlemen, it is officially the Kings Royal portion of our week here at the Eldora Speedway. Tonight is the night before, and we're going to be competing with the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. And as we get tonight underway, I wanted to tell you about the engine change we made a little bit earlier in the day. See, at these big racetracks, horsepower is so key. All these top teams throughout the pit area, I mean, there's 60 plus cars in the pit area, and everyone's engine runs pretty dang good, but we're all spread out by just that much. So it's important, like for us today, we put in our what we believe is our best engine in our arsenal. We're planning on running at the Knoxville 410 Nationals, but we're going to break it in here for the night before and the Kings Royal, and we think that can help us just get that little bit extra. Now, don't get me wrong, horsepower is not everything. Your car's got to be good. You got to run a smooth lap. You know, all the pieces of the puzzle have to fit together, and that's what we're working towards. As you can see, it's almost race time. We'll be getting our fire suits soon. We're excited to continue to try to make progress and set ourselves up for a successful night. Climbed out of the car after both flights of qualifying. Again, 60 plus 410s in the pit area. Sucks. I feel like we're getting better around this place, but our qualifying result, I should say, doesn't necessarily show that. We were 19th quick in our flight, so we made a heat race. Now we're going to be starting 10th in our heat race, and let's just say it's stacked. So we're starting in the back, and we're going to need to move forward. As far as my two laps, my first one, felt okay. This was kind of a trickier track to qualify on. It was, around 1 and 2 through the middle. Every car ran right there, but then 3 and 4, a lot of guys were diving down to hit the bottom, especially early when it had more grip. But it wasn't just like there was a grip lane there. You kind of had to open it up, carry speed, and then drive off and not hold down too much, but like drive off straight. And I tried to do that both laps, with my first one being better, and the second one I tried to let it float more and got in the slick and got all screwed up. So if there's anything I would have done different, I would have tried to run one lap around the top, like middle you would say, and then my second lap, as I'm carrying more momentum, hopefully in theory, run the bottom. I don't know. I just felt like maybe that when I went out, let's say the track was changing enough, because it was slowing down a little bit, enough to where I could have, I think, maybe ran a faster lap around the top than I did bottom, but we just tried to take the chance of, if I would have hit the bottom perfectly, guys were kind of jumping up towards the top. So it's just so close. Like I told you guys, I feel like this engine, though, as far as an update on that, runs well. We just now have a big heat race ahead of us, and, a tall task coming from the back, but all we can do is what we can do and work on our race car. Racetrack slick, it's slowing down, so hopefully some opportunities to pass.
Yeah, we ran.
So we started in row 5 there, passed one car, was 10th, and finished 9th. Gosh, it's this week as we're kind of making baby steps, I'll admit it's frustrating. You just want to go out there and you know, run top 5 and transfer, or you know, run top 3 in the heat race, have a shot to fight for the dash. But at the end of this, it all goes back to qualifying. You know, when you start behind everyone and everyone's so similar in speed, of course the guys up front are a little bit faster, but it all comes down to the start in the first couple laps and who gets forward momentum and who has momentum, you know, falling and then is in defense mode. I got a decent start. I actually at one point was in 8th and then I lost it. I could have done a better job holding that position, and I just got to keep working on consistency. We've talked about it. I think we've made changes to our car and we get closer and closer, but I still think we're looking for that little bit of jump in speed. Now the racetrack's still pretty fast, so everyone's just kind of ripping around the high side wide open, but it's continuing to build character, and now all we can do is focus on this lower main event, try to pass cars. We still have a little bit of watching to do as they're running the rest of the heat races and some other lower mains, but man, we're just really in this little grind right now this weekend as this place is so tough. So they're doing the dash redraw now, then the C main event, then the dash, and then the B. You can see the pack trucks out there right now. Looks like they're laying a little bit of water down, just trying to keep the racetrack, you know, to where it kind of still stays dirty. It's slicking it off in a hurry, but it's interesting how this place still holds so much speed, and because of how big it is and how much wing speed you can carry, there's still grip. And then also if you look around, you see how packed this place is. Kings Royal is a big deal here in the state of Ohio and across the United States for all of dirt racing. So of course it's cool to be here, but man, we're really trying to, well, you hear the horn. We're about ready to get back going, but we're making strides. We're going to start 13th now in our B main event. I do like at least what the racetrack looks like. It seems like the bottom's kind of starting to come in and the top is starting to slow down and get a little bit treacherous as it's building up closer to the wall. So as long as this place is wide, you have more opportunity to move around and shake things up, but we're going to have to definitely put on a charge here. Starting that deep, they're only going to be transferring the top 4. So we're taking things apart now, guys. After that incident, wanted to take a second. Yeah, first off, I'm all good. My head doesn't hurt. You know, I feel fine, and I think a lot of drivers say that, and usually maybe it sets in a little bit later. But I genuinely feel good right now. Just of course disappointed there in myself. That was my fault there entering turn one. I got a good start in the B. I was kind of running about where I was, but I felt like I had some good forward momentum, and you know, we made some changes where I actually was like, man, I was getting through the corner well, and got off of 4 there, and was coming up there on Tanner in the 88, and I think the 6 car was below him, and the 6 was running low, and I knew that, and I just thought that maybe because of where they were at, I thought Tanner was going to maybe go to the top, and he went to slide himself. You know, he was ahead of me, and I just had such a run. I was trying to let my car carry momentum. You know, I guess that's just my side of things, right? But it was my fault. You know, I just drove over the left side of him, and we both went super big. So super glad that he's okay. Just feel terrible that we tore up 2 good race cars. You know, obviously some of that is part of what we do, but just sucks. Like I said, I felt good, so I was like, all right, you know, here's a chance to be aggressive, and I thought, you know, like if they split, I could just kind of drive through the middle, and it's just a bad move. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, we're gonna, you know, obviously the damage is the damage. You guys can see it's not, you know, it got most of the race car. Well, here is what is left of the 18T. It's a quiet pit area here at Eldora, and this thing's just sitting out. Did want to show you this though, because this car did its job. A lot of people go, wow, it broke and it's bent and all this, but like we have to remember is in a situation like the crash and like the hit that I took, all this up here is damaged, and you know what, at the end of the day, that is what it is. But what matters is this right here, the cockpit where us drivers are at. And as you can see, my cockpit, I mean, motor plate back is fine. So it really sucks to see the car in this condition, but like I said, it 100% did its job. So a shout out to Triple X and all the other components and different brands that we run. They, along with my other safety equipment, my helmet, my suit, and all that, it kept me safe tonight where I'm walking, and I'm you know, I would say right now I'm 100%. I don't even really feel like I was involved in an incident. So that's the positive for tonight, and then also that, you know, Tanner was okay as well. Other than that, you know, just like I said, disappointing. You kind of heard my side of it, so there's not really much more to say, but just it's unfortunate, because I always tell you guys it really is a part of what we do. There's no way to hide from it. You do this long enough, you're going to have moments like that, and like I told you, I own it. I take fault that, you know, it definitely could have been avoided. At the same time, we're racing hard. That's no excuse, but you know, it just, like I said, just it sucks. So that's going to end today's video. I do want to thank you guys. Without my great fans, my partners, and my team, you know, you got to be surrounded by good people in moments like this to bring you up and keep moving forward, and I absolutely am. So we have a little bit of extra work to do, but we will be back for tomorrow's Kings Royal. We'll continue to bring you along with us for the journey through the highs, through the lows, in all moments in real time with the 18T and our team. So thanks, guys. I think we can say this car is officially retired. We'll get the backup one down, and we will try again. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Deuces.